What it is, man, what it is. As you can see, I'm in a different location today. I took a trip back home, back to my hometown. Had a dentist appointment this morning and spent some time with the family tonight and tomorrow during the day. But yeah, man, I wanted to pick up the camera today because last time I was at home, I had somewhat of a crisis, like somewhat of an existential crisis, I guess you could say. And it's that moment in time. I'll go on to explain it here in a second. But that moment is what made me want to create videos in the first place. And basically, what happened last time I was at home is I was home for Christmas break over, a period of like 2 weeks from late December to early January. And I was basically just doing nothing. Like I was working out and I was going to the gym, playing basketball, but I wasn't working a job. I mean, I was here for 2 weeks just basically doing nothing. And I'm all for like relaxing and just kind of like letting loose of your responsibilities, but I really didn't have a whole lot going on at all. And I don't know, man. I was just consumed by my phone. I was on my phone all day during that period of time. I was on dating apps. I was on Snapchat. I was talking to so many people, and I was just like consumed by these fake relationships, these people who don't even care about me. I was on the dating apps. I was talking to people on Snapchat who I don't even talk to in person. And it was almost like I was dissociating myself from reality. And there was a moment where, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna share this story. It's a little bit embarrassing, but I'm gonna just let it loose, man. I was on Tinder and I met up with some girl on Tinder like that night, matched with some girl on Tinder, met up with her that night. And I got back home and I'm just like, bro, what am I doing? Like, why did I just do that? And I just remember I was in the gym pushing, I was just benching basically till I couldn't bench anymore. And I was like, bro, I am going to lock in. Like, I am legitimately going to lock in. I'm gonna start making videos of my progress. I'm going to start literally like writing down plans for my diet, plans for my workouts, and just conceptualizing plans for success. I'm just going to, it all starts right here. That's what my mind was thinking, right? And I share that because that was one moment when I legitimately realized that it's not good to be just like, it's not good to keep your mind idle, and it's not good to avoid challenge and hardship. That whole time I was sitting at home, I was doing nothing. Like I say, I was on my phone all day. I was on, like, watching TV. I was on the game. There was a screen in front of my face 24/7. Not really, but you get it. And there's a quote from one of my favorite rappers. His name's Mike. And he says, idle minds turn to demons when they run around. Well, what does that mean? An idle mind, there's nothing going on if your mind is idle. You're being consumed by the things that you are consuming, essentially, and you have nothing going on. You're not working, you're not challenging yourself. And that's what I was doing in that time period. My mind was idle, and therefore you could say that I was taken advantage of by demons. Like, that sounds like kind of funny now that I'm saying it out loud, but I really do feel like my mind was occupied by like something sinister during that time period, because I wasn't doing anything to better myself, and I was just sitting and doing nothing for so long. And that is like something that's never really bothered me. I would say here in the past few years, I've kind of had like a change about myself where I'm really all for progress. Like, I'm really all for like doing something to improve yourself every single day. And during that time period, man, it was just rough. And so that night, like I said, I'm gonna resume the story now. I was in the gym, and like I say, I made all these plans, and I made my first video that night. And I think it was for probably a week or two. I was making videos trying to prepare myself for like making actual YouTube videos. So just like getting comfortable being in front of a camera and like speaking and like being able to translate my thoughts into words and like allowing people to understand them. I was just practicing taking videos of myself. And it was like really cool because I was about to go back to Knoxville. I'm like, here we go, man. Like, last semester of college, I'm about to lock in. It's about to be great. But long story short, man, every time I come home, I really do feel this like sense of emptiness, and like I feel like I revert back to my old self. And that's not a good thing for me. The old version of me was unproductive, was lazy, was, you know, on a personal level, I was immature. I didn't really care about nobody else. I just only cared about myself. And I feel like I've grown so much since then, since I lived here, that, like I say, anytime I come back, it is really just like shocking almost. Like I'm just like, wow. Like I see the old places I used to hang out with and just do dumb shit with my friends, and I'm like, the old version of me really used to live here. And it's crazy now. I'm 22, about to be 23 this year, and I could maybe see myself retiring here. I'm not gonna disclose the name of this place, but yeah, man, this is my hometown, and this is kind of the battle that I face every time I come back here. It's beautiful because my relationship with my family has strengthened so much since I've moved out on my own, that any moment in time I get to spend here is just truly a blessing, man. Like any extended time I get to spend with my family is just incredible. Like I cherish every single moment of it. But at the same time, being in this city is tough for me. And I don't know if y'all feel the same about y'all's hometowns, if y'all are moved out. If y'all are younger, then I would probably be willing to bet that you haven't lived on your own before. And all I gotta say, this umbrella that my phone's propped up on is wiggling, but I would just say, man, like, go out and do those things that it's just gonna continue to move, man. It's getting windy out here. So I'll wrap this video up real quick. Go out. Don't be afraid to separate your childhood self from your growing self, your growing into an adult self. That's a term that I just coined. Yeah, don't be afraid to separate yourself from old friends. If you feel like those old friends are holding you back, I really don't talk to nobody from this city anymore. Maybe 2 or 3 people, really. And I couldn't be more happy, because if I was still talking to the people who I talked to in high school, at least like anytime I come back here, I would just feel like there's so much that I had to keep up with. But I will say it's nice to come back home and like only have my family, and like that's all I gotta worry about. Because in reality, that's how it is. There's a whole lot of people you might consider your friends, but you know, all you'll ever have is your family. I'm just kind of rumbling on now, but I just wanted to share a little bit about my feelings regarding my hometown. Maybe y'all older cats in the chat have some similar sentiments regarding the place that you grew up in and compared to the place that you live in now. But that's really about it, man. This video has no thesis. It's basically just a bunch of ideas and a bunch of words jumbled all up together. But yeah, man, that's how I feel about my hometown. And I guess I don't have anything else to say. I'll see y'all next time.